fewer legal restrictions, fewer immigrations restrictions for skilled workers. We introduce SETAs in the economy. We improve the level of and the quality of education. We have effective training for beginners at work. Then you would see that, okay, fine, the natural rate of unemployment will decrease. So there we have it. We have at point B, no, let's not start. Let's start with unemployment. The unemployment rate decreases by 4%. So if it decreases by 4%, which means it's from 14 goes down to 10%. But now what is the side effect? What's going to happen now? Look at this. We said unemployment decreases from point A and then it goes to 10%. At 10%, when unemployment decreases, when it decreases, then inflation rate goes up. Increases by 2%. And then at 2, if we are saying, okay, we are still happy with 2%, said now at point B, our unemployment rate is at 10%, inflation rate is at 2%. Now what's going to happen? Saying, no, this is still too high. Please make sure that the unemployment rate decreases. So what happens when unemployment rate decreases? There's unemployment falls by another 2% to 8% at point C. So if unemployment falls by 2% to 8% at point C, now let's see what happens now. There we have unemployment was at 2% when we were at point D. Oh, sorry, unemployment was 10%. And then inflation rate was at 2%. But now our unemployment decreased by 2% from 10 to 8%. Now look at what happens to our inflation. Our inflation rate increases from 2% to 4%. So which means now our unemployment falls by 2% to 8% at point C. Then the inflation rate increases. It increases from 2% to 6%. So you see, now what are we saying here? Which means, what type of a relationship do we have between unemployment and inflation? There is an inverse relationship. Relationship between unemployment and inflation rate. And remember, this is vice versa. So when you look at the graph, you would see that when unemployment decreases, inflation increases. If inflation would increase, then it means unemployment has increased. So whatever the government does, they are wrong when they do it, they are wrong when they don't do it. So it's for them to find a balance between the inflation rate and the unemployment rate. So that is what the Phillips curve is trying to show us here. Right. That was the demand side of things from the consumers. Now let's look at the supply side.